Hello everyone, welcome to the Smashi Business Show. A very good morning to you on a Friday. Today is Feb 21. The second month of the year has nearly passed. How are you,
my
Annika?
God, yes. I need to end soon.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm tired of February. I was tired of January. I'm tired of February.
Yeah.
I need payday to come.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Usually we wait for paydays and weekends. So I'm Abdul Majid. I have Annika with me.
Yes. Hello, I'm Anika Ellis,
Yeah.
baby.
Thank you for joining us today.
course.
Our usual host, Worth, is on leave today, so we have Annika, who is our best choice.
Only choice.
I always enjoy our chats, to be honest. I
Yeah.
would tell you that.
Yeah, because
But
it's more
yeah.
you chatting and me just. Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause
So Annika sits right next to me in the office, so we usually have our small chit chats about
yes,
stuff,
where,
business.
Where
these
Majid
stuff.
tells me how he's tried to invest in Bitcoin
Yeah.
and he's feeling miserably. And
Yeah.
I just look at him and say, oh.
What happened to Bitcoin? It's just stabilized. It's like nothing is happening in the world. We thought that Trump will come and everything will blow up, like 200,000, 10,000, 1 million Bitcoin. Nothing is happening, right?
Well, investing 101, never
Believe in Trump.
always be prudent.
Yeah.
Always be prudent.
See.
Never count unless you actually have it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the people I've been speaking to, actually you're not the only one. A
Yeah.
lot of the people I've been speaking to have been talking about this. You know, they've been talking about how they thought that Trump was coming
Yeah.
and things were going to boom, and so they really went all in the market, and it's not. In fact, actually, as of yesterday, Palantir dropped.
Yeah.
Which is yesterday, as of yesterday, Palantir dropped, and it was one of the best.
Yeah.
Performing
I think
stocks.
I'm sad about the short-term investment. The long-term is good for me. Long-term is, I know,
Yes, of
safe.
course. Investing
It
is
will make
always
money.
a long-term game. So I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Now
Short
the
term.
short-term day trading kind of thing, those are not even going up, so I'm sad. But yeah, coming back from crypto, we were at Step
You were-
2025.
Yes. What was that like?
Step was good. Step was very busy. Step had a lot of young people there. Step had a lot of fans. We didn't know. It was
Yes.
a very eye-opening thing. Usually, me and Worth, when we talk in this studio and it's just us and producers, we're like, maybe we're talking to ourselves. But we realized that a lot of people listen to Smashy Business. A lot of people read
course.
our newsletter.
Yes.
A lot of people, and the most people who came were like, the stories that you do. There was this one venture capitalist, he was just walking by, he looked, he's like, I know you guys, you are the guys who do stories no one else touches. And we were like, thank you so much.
Oh,
So-
that's such a lovely way to be recognized as a journalist.
So I think slowly and gradually we're becoming a brand. The important thing about Step was there were so many interesting startups. Everything that you can imagine has a startup in UAE. A lot of homegrown brands, pre-seed, seed, they've started nearly in 2025 start or end of 2024. They were there exhibiting. A lot of big people came, DLDs, Al-Burai, Mr. Al-Burai came. He said that soon you can own Dubai as on the blockchain, not the physical
yes,
state.
you posted that story. I
So
did
that
see
was interesting. The Minister of Entrepreneurship was there, UAE State Minister. She was there. She talked a lot about how the ecosystem is good for startups. So it was a lot of startup talk.
Of course,
And
yeah.
we posted a lot of stories. We asked them to pitch. Whenever I found some interesting startup, I was like, do a 15-second pitch. Let's see where it goes. Maybe you get help from us. So that is happening. We're going to Web Summit Qatar. Sunday we're traveling, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is Web Summit Qatar. It's one of the highlighted events of this month. Leap happened in Saudi Arabia. That was the biggest thing that happened in Saudi Arabia in this month. In Dubai, in UAE, a lot was happening. World Government Summit, all these events happened. Step happened. But now Qatar, all the limelight before Ramadan kicks in and a lot of business events stop, all the limelight will be on Web Summit Qatar, which is happening from 23, 24, 25. Sorry, Sunday is 23, so it's 24, 25, 26. And just before Ramadan kicks in, Web Summit Qatar is there. A lot of big people are coming. Mutaz is there speaking. So
Lovely.
that's important.
I love that. And Smashy Business will be there too.
Yeah, we will be there. We're now everywhere. We're trying to go everywhere, literally.
Amazing.
Let's
I
see.
love that the Middle East is really bursting with so many, events and ideas and everything, and we're right in the front covering it all.
And Web Summit has a very a complicated history. It started as some guys meeting over coffee at an event.
Oh.
And they started an event, small meeting kind of thing, grew up to be like 400 people. And then eventually now today, it's one of the biggest events in the tech industry. Web Summit Qatar especially is in its second edition this year. Last year was the first edition, but Web Summit on its own, which happens in Lisbon, Portugal, that's a very big thing. It's been supported by ministries, governments. Some of the biggest names in tech space come there. Last year, Amjad Masad was there. He's the founder of Replit. He's a Jordanian-American guy in the Silicon Valley. So it's very rare to see these kinds of people there. He was there. So we're expecting a lot of important people this year.
If I'm not wrong, the co-founder of Reddit.
Yes, he's
the
there.
CEO of Mozilla.
Yeah.
So that's some big names coming in.
So we'll bring you as many interviews as we can. From Step, we couldn't find only 3-4 people, but they were important people. Bionic founder, what's his name? Vadim Fedotov. He was also interviewed by our owner, Rich Fitzgerald for Dubai Works. He was there. He loved us. He was like, "Oh, hello, Smashi," and we were like, "Okay, proud moment that someone recognizes."
This is amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for all the support and love.
That's the most important thing. You guys support us. He recently got Cristiano Ronaldo to invest in his Bionic startup because Ronaldo apparently has been using their product since 2020.
Oh,
so
wow.
imagine that kind of guy knows you. Proud feeling, I guess.
So by extension, you actually know Ronaldo now.
Yeah, second degree.
So
we know Vadim. Vadim knows Ronaldo. We know Ronaldo.
It counts.
Funny story. I asked him Ronaldo or Messi. I don't know how I got the audacity. A guy is investing millions into Vadim's business, and I was like, Ronaldo or Messi? He was like, I am taking back all my good words about Smashi. I was like, no, it's just a question every person who knows football asks each other. So he's like, obviously Ronaldo. So yeah, Ronaldo wins. Let's move on to the main stories for today. Saudi Arabia has introduced a new currency symbol. It's one of a kind move in the Middle East because usually whenever you read about the UAE dirham or the any currency in this region, the Syrian pound or the Qatari Riyal, right? Saudi Riyal. You never see a symbol. You see pound, you see euro, you see dollar. You never see a symbol. Finally, Saudi was like, no, now we're big enough and we are important and we'll make a symbol.
Yes.
And a lot of criticism was there, but a lot of people loved the calligraphy.
I think I loved the calligraphy too. I was just looking, I mean, I know in the morning, when I first saw it, I was like, this looks Japanese. Like. But then I realized it's Arabic calligraphy. And if you actually see it, you can actually see the alphabets, the Riyal all put together. And it looks really nice. The Saudi Riyal has been pegged to the US dollar since 1986, which has always ensured that it was all stable, and especially when it came to trade and investment. But to have this new currency symbol, it is a motion to support Vision 2030, which is Saudi's aim to diversify the economy, strengthen it, increase transparency in their financial trade and things like that. So, and obviously, Saudi is a country that's trying to develop its own identity. And this symbol is a big part of that, to establish the financial identity, have some financial transparency, and really make quite literally a mark in financial papers from now on. So I think that's good, really great for the region, really good for Saudi.
And the story got a lot of likes on our socials. I think people loved the new symbol. That is why. The main important thing that I felt was Middle East has become such a global powerhouse economically and culturally as well. People love to travel here, see the culture. Finally, they're thinking about the small nuances as well. They're like, we didn't have a currency symbol, put that. We didn't have this, let's put that. So they're now going deep and manifesting things that, or planning things or doing things which we never thought of. I never thought, oh, why don't they have a symbol, euro, pound, all these guys have it. Now they've given it an identity. And I think that shows that Saudi Arabia has registered itself as one of the most dominant economic forces in this last decade. And now the coming decade, and I guess decades after that, Saudi will only grow and become bigger.
Of course,
And
so many investments.
let's segue into Saudi, from Saudi story to another story about Saudi, but in Miami. The venue changes, the country remains the same.
I love the tension between Saudi and the US, you know, it's like they're using each other to climb up.
They're the friends who you always see fighting or like arguing with each other, but deep down they're always good friends.
Yeah, like
it's that kind of a friendship, love-hate relationship, right?
Yes, a love-hate relationship.
So FII's Impact event happened in Miami. It was a 2-day event. FII is called the Davos in the desert because it's become one of the most important economic conferences. Now it's tech and other things as well, but mainly the biggest people in economy, BlackRock, anyone that you can name, the CEO of TikTok was there. Everyone was literally there last year at FII 8, the 8th edition. And when you compare it to World Economic Forum, which also happened recently, start of this year, there was low attendance, to be honest. A lot of people came, but when you talk about quality, I think FII 8 had more people. So Davos in the desert is becoming bigger than the original Davos. And now they're doing side events, impact events. They're called FII Impact Events. And they did one in Miami. There were rumors before the event 1 week that Trump will give the keynote speech. And when the event started, we finally saw that he actually came, gave the keynote speech. Long keynote speech.
And a lovely shout out was there.
Yeah, that's the important thing. I realized he loves Saudi people and he especially loves the main important people. Again, business mind.
Of course.
So Princess Rima, he praised her as the most powerful woman in the world right now. She's the ambassador of Saudi to the US. She's the first ever female ambassador from Saudi to the US.
Oh, amazing.
So that's already a statement that she made. And then recently she was talking, she was at an event and she said that I want the Saudi women to think like whatever they want, dress like whatever they want. She actually wants the Saudi women to do whatever they want. She wants to bring that independence in Saudi women. So she was talking about that and I really liked that. But at the event she talked about the impact of investing. And she said that if you're not changing lives at the basic level, human level, whatever you do, you make billions and trillions of deals, I don't think it's an impact. So that was very cute. But Trump called her the most important woman in the world. He called PIF Governor Yasser Al-Rumayyan his best friend, the best person he knows. They play golf together.
Wow.
So that's like very important people for Saudi being called very important by Trump now as well. He pointed to a lot of other people, and the event overall was just talks, big people talking about what their future plan is.
I think it's very cool that the Saudis trying to invest into Miami. You know, it's such a major financial hub. Top firms, Citadel, Goldman Sachs, D1 Capital, they're all part of Miami, and like the fact that Saudi is trying to be there, strengthening their presence. You know, it's a great opportunity for them to invest also into Latin America.
Yeah.
And in general, gain access to the South American market. And on top of all of this, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, has also pledged $600 billion in trade and investment into the US over the next 4 years.
I remember Trump asked, like, okay, make it whole, make it 1 trillion. I was like, Trump, I don't understand your math, sorry, but how does 600 billion become whole and become 1 trillion? And literally, I think he was asking for their PIF. PIF is nearly $1 trillion sovereign fund. So he was like, yeah, give it to me. I'll take it as a gift for the US.
You mentioned why this was a little, why it's a little
it's like
off.
It's a that thing mainly important is because recently at FII 8 and even after that, wherever we've seen their investment minister Al Fali, wherever he has gone, and then PIF governor also Yasser Al Rumayyan, both of them have now a very clear line that now we're looking inside for investment.
Yes.
We've made investments outside, we're getting returns from them because we made good investments. So now we're going to invest less outside in US, wherever, all the markets that they invest in, Europe, etc. But now we're going to invest more in the country, in infrastructure projects for startups. So you see inside when in Saudi, Aramco has Aramco Ventures wing. Any startup that you see is doing something, Aramco Ventures somehow is funding them. So Aramco is a state-owned company, oil company. So it shows that they're looking now inside. They're like, okay, made money, invested, making money from that. So why not use that money for our own people? And it's a very nice strategy.
That's an amazing way to look at it.
Yeah.
And I think now we have Trump's answer as to where the remaining, the whole, the half of his whole has gone.
Yeah, so that's one good thing that happened. Saudi Arabia is making waves recently a lot. They've done so many things. New currency, now FII impact showing the importance of Saudi and the highest people there. Trump also praised Saudi Arabia a lot, and His Royal Highness, obviously, he had to praise him as well, that you have a great leader. Recently at Saudi Media Forum, just like last thing, at Saudi Media Forum, like 2 days ago, there's one podcaster, very big, Mo. He has the Mo Show podcast. He interviews like the biggest people in Saudi Arabia. And he interviewed former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
Oh.
And the things that Boris Johnson said about Saudi Arabia, I was like, for a second I was like, why is everyone praising Saudi Arabia? Maybe they want the money, maybe they want investment, maybe they're about that. But then I realized that a lot of people are actually looking up to them. Politically as well, the moves that they're making for their own people to make them happy, to give them, to give the youngsters employment. Everything that you look at Saudi, UAE even, it's all about people. It's never about, oh, I need to win this seat, I need to win the next election, I need to do this to win this. It's all about people. Whatever they do is like, it affects or it helps eventually the last denominator, you and me, normal people who work and try to make a living every day. So that's the good thing.
It's just, I think long back, Sheikh Mohammed said it or something, it was more about, it's always about keeping an environment where like people are able to do business and able to thrive, you know, and like as long as you can do that and as long as you treat your country like a business where and the people living in it as your customers, you're good.
Customers are happy, you're happy, the government is happy, the country is prosperous. That's the best point. We finally found a segue into UAE. Good, thank you, Annika, for that. UAE is hosting IDEX and NAVDEX, that's International Defense Exhibition and Naval Defense Exhibition. So a lot of tanks, ships, warships, all this stuff is in Abu Dhabi in ADNEC. Today is the last day if you want to go. You can see a lot of things. There's airplanes, there's hybrid tanks.
Where is it happening?
ADNEC, Abu Dhabi. So there's hybrid tanks now running on electricity that was introduced by UAE. So a lot is happening there.
It's an eco-friendly touch on war.
Yeah. But I think the best offense is the best defense, kind of. I have that kind of philosophy, and I think UAE, we've seen we don't have like big conflicts or wars breaking out with UAE or from UAE. So I think whatever they're doing is they're building a very good defense also. So no one attacks them. So I think that is the best thing right now for every country because we have political problems. A lot of things are going on in the Middle East. I think so. A good defense should be there. So I think it's good having this exhibition. But also a lot of countries come here.
Every country has the right to defend themselves.
And also they get a lot of money. So 23.72 billion worth of deals, dirhams, have been signed in the first 4 days. Today is the 5th day. So we'll get a whole number, how much deals were signed. And the most important part is there is this Edge group, which is UAE's government-backed supplier and buyer and seller of all this equipment, the military equipment. That's the umbrella term that I can use for it, military equipment. So these guys made the biggest deals. So it's good. And there's Tawazun Council also. Tawazun, I guess, means balance. So even see for their contractor or the company which buys and sells weapons, they have a very nice name, Balance. Tawazun. Oh. So yeah, they want to keep balance between offense and defense. So those made a lot of deals.
And I see like key contracts were awarded to UAE-based companies like the International Golden Group and the National Factory for Safety and Security Products. So it's a great boost for the local economy itself. As well, UAE's global partnerships were also reinforced. So we signed deals with Leonardo from Italy, Nexter from France, SAAB from Sweden, and Lockheed Martin, of course, from the US.
Yeah.
So great. This is a great insight into the UAE strategic investments in military technology. As you said, building global defense partnerships in general.
And one of the things, a lot of people, when we talk about these exhibitions, defense exhibitions, where there's a lot of military equipments, I think we miss the point that it's also a part of non-oil trade. And diversification-wise, they become very important, these industries. And recently, in the past, we've seen the US, if you look at the US market, the stock market, you do, I think, to an extent, right? You invest? No? No. Okay. But if you look at the US stock market, the weapons manufacturers who are listed, their stocks are going up. So it's a very good place to make money. But yeah, keep a lot of safety and everything in mind before doing all of this.
And remember, you have more power as an investor than you do as a customer.
Yeah, remember Spider-Man's movie? With more power comes the great power. Yes. So yeah, that's the ending note for today. Thank you so much, Anika. Just few things that are also happening, and you can follow us on our social and look at our newsletter and listen to us every day if you want to know. So Dubai Taxi Company is planning to launch driverless services in 2024 or 2026. Sorry. So next year. I don't know how they will navigate the Dubai traffic, those cars.
I mean,
but
when they started the metro, which was driverless, everybody was like, how are you going to do that?
Yeah.
And now it's just normal.
Yeah.
It's the everyday. So I'm pretty sure the driverless taxis.
I think they'll start in some areas which are less crowded and then eventually expand to like the whole Dubai. Alpha Data is a company which is raising $163 million. Abu Dhabi's first IPO this year, so we'll keep an eye on it. You also keep an eye on it. Saudi car rental firms, 2 of them are going for an IPO in Saudi. 500 dirham note from the UAE was awarded the best new banknote issue. Apparently, they had a silicon base when I was reading it, and that silicon base makes it sustainable, durable. There's a lot of like good things attached to it. So they got this award, and I was like, okay, these small things, they also tell you that it's the details that these guys think about.
I must say, even the texture of the note itself.
Yeah, right?
It
it's
feels
very
really good.
Nice.
It's very crisp. It's in books you always read about crisp notes. This is a crisp note. The UAE dirhams are like crisp notes.
You can literally iron them, I guess, or they iron them.
They were ironed at some point.
So Saudi Aramco has re-entered Philippines with projects after 17 years. That's a very big story. We're going to cover it on our socials. So if you want details, just go find Smashi Business on any platform that you want. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you think.
Literally, they're everywhere.
Yeah, we're everywhere. Thank you so much for listening to us today. Thank you again, Anika. It's always great to talk to you. Good insights from you. Thank you so much. This is the Smashi Business Show, a Smashi Business production, part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. We will see you on Monday now from the Web Summit. So that's going to be a thing.
All the way in Doha.
Yeah. All the way in Doha. We have 1.34 million listeners on our Augustus Media Podcast Network. If you're interested in Smashi Sports, that happens today as well. Monday and Friday is Smashi Sports. If you're interested in that, just log in. We'll go live at 11 UAE time. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for always listening and loving everything. Bye-bye.
Bye.